Welcome everyone back to my dinosaur channel. Recently I just bought a bunch of new dinosaur figurines, so today we're going to be unboxing all of them. Let's get started. First up is this Tyrannosaurus Rex escape pack. Let's go ahead and open it up. And you attach the tail to the body just by clicking it in, I think. There we go. That was actually really easy. That was easier than I expected. So let's check out this T-Rex. It's got the moving tail, obviously. It's got adjustable legs, adjustable arms, and for the head, we've got this button on the top that'll open its mouth. Look at that, it's got the tongue, all those teeth right there. This is a pretty cool T-Rex. Next, let's check out the car that came in the pack. So let's go ahead and get this car out. These little twisty things on the bottom. I just love this coloring. Look at the yellow and it fades into the green and the red. That is the classic Jurassic Park look. All the doors open, front and back, so you can fit some of your favorite action figures in here. This is super neat. This might be one of my favorite dinosaur cars that I have in my collection. Let's check out the human that came in this set. So we can see it's a little child there, and then it also comes with the night vision goggles. Let's go ahead and get those night vision goggles on the kid. All right, check it out. Let's go ahead and get him seated in the car, right here in the front seat. And along comes the T-Rex. So just like in the movie, you can press down on the glass on the top here and try to break in and eat the person that's inside. This is really cool, and I really like that they released a classic looking car like this too. Next up, we've got this huge APATOSAURUS figurine. Look how big this figurine is once you put it together. And this is from the new Jurassic World Legacy collection. And as you can see, we've already opened up the box and taken it out. So let me show you the fully built figure. Bam, here we go. Look at the size of this thing. This is huge. Its mouth opens and closes. Look at that detail. Even its teeth are painted properly. That looks really good. The head swivels and moves. And you can see right here that the neck moves side to side. The legs are fully functional as well. And finally, the tail too. All in all, this dinosaur is huge. It's probably from tail to the head, it might be 3 or 4 feet long. Well, I guess the box said 41 inches, so there you have it right there. That's how big it is. But this one is huge. I really like this one. Oh, here's one of my favorite ocean predators right here. This is the Mosasaurus. Let's go ahead and open this up and check it out fully put together. All right, so we've got the main body right here. The mouth already attached. Here's the tail. Let's go ahead and attach the tail, and it just clicks right in. And then in the box also comes the 4 fins. Let's click this first one in, and the second one, third right here, and the 4th one. Here is the great Mosasaurus. This one is super long too. Maybe 3 feet long, 2 or 3 feet long. It's got all the individual teeth on the front. Could probably fit some dinosaurs in its mouth too. And the movable fins and the tail as well. And we do have some other Mosasaurus figurines in my collection, but I do notice that this one that I just bought, it's like a darker colored blue or like a purple than the other Mosasauruses that I have. So I am super excited to add this one to my dinosaur collection. Let's move on. The next one we're looking at is the Pentaceratops from the Jurassic World Dino Escape series, and this is part of the Mega Destroyers. We'll take the dinosaur out, and over here is the cage to trap the dinosaur's head. Now we're going to take the face cage thing and we're going to put it on the Pentosaurus. All right, got it on now. So you can see that the Pentosaurus is trapped inside the cage. It can't really attack anyone or really move around that easily. But like we saw in the box, this has a breakout function. So see these two buttons on the back right here? The front one is gonna make it shake and break free. Let's check it out. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go! Wow, that was awesome. It broke free so easily. And the second button here, let's see what that does. Oh, so it twists from side to side when you press that button. And look at the size of the bony frill on this Pentosaurus. That is much larger than you'd see on a Triceratops. And of course it's got the horns up front here and on top as well. This is a ferocious looking dinosaur. You wouldn't want to mess with this one in the wild. Next up, we've got this multi-pack right here. Let me take off the plastic. This is the Ultimate Baryonyx Breakout Battle Damage Edition. Let's open it up and check it out. First, let's check out the Baryonyx. So we've got the body right here and the tail's right up here. Let's grab that as well. Okay, let's put the tail on the dinosaur. Clicks right in. Let's see, so this figure has one action button on it, a button right here, and it looks like that one opens and shuts the mouth. And there are no batteries required for this one, so it has no sound effects or anything like that. You can see that it's got that battle damage right there on its neck, and even a little bit on its leg as well. And in the rest of the pack, you can see we've got Owen and his motorcycle right there. And look at all these accessories. He's got a helmet, he's got body armor. I think that's a radio pack of some sort maybe. And he's got some weapons right there. And let's take a look at the figure itself. So it's a fully adjustable body. You can see that its legs can bend, its arms can bend, even at the elbows as well. Its face can swivel, and on the motorcycle, the wheels spin, and it's even got a kickstand that you can put up and down. Look how tiny it is. This is a pretty cool pack. It comes with quite a few different pieces, so you have your own little dinosaur setup right here. So yeah, this one is pretty cool. I would recommend checking out this pack. All right, let's keep unboxing these new dinosaurs. Next up, we've got the Carcharodontosaurus, also from the Jurassic World Dino Escape toy line. This is also a Mega Destroyer. All right, so before we put on the cage, let's check it out. Look at the coloring on this. So it's mostly blue, and then it's got the orange on the top, but it's like speckled with that brown. And then it's got that one line of spikes along its back. Let's check out the action button right here. Oh yeah, that's definitely gonna be able to break free from the cage we've got. Let's go ahead and put this on the dinosaur. Wow, that was pretty easy. All right, here we go. It's gonna break free from the cage. You ready? 3, 2, 1, go! Break free, come on, you can do it. All right, and there you go. This is a very neat dinosaur. Let's move on to our next one. All right, look at how many we still have in here. There's still tons more to go. Let's check out this Kentrosaurus next. Let's go ahead and put on those spikes on its sides. All right, so we've got the spikes out of the packaging. Look at the size of these spikes. So these spikes are gonna go right into the side right here. And it clicks right in there. Wow, look at that. And on the other side. And finally, the tail. And it clicks right into the back. And there we go. Check out the spikes all over its body. Look at these shoulder spikes, like I was saying. Those are probably used for defense, as well as the spikes on its tail. The ginormous spikes, look at that. And we've got an action button up top here. Let's try it out and see what happens. That's pretty cool. So when you press the button, the front swivels side to side, and I bet those spikes will probably hit whoever is standing in the way when it does that. This is pretty neat. I'm liking this one. Let's check out our next dinosaur. Next up, we've got this Tyrannosaurus pack. Let's go ahead and open this one up. Sure enough, I'm pretty sure that's a baby Tyrannosaurus. But if you guys know whether it's an adult or a baby, let me know in the comments below. First, let's check out these little dinosaurs. They all look pretty identical. All of them got this green color. Plus, their mouths do open and close as well. Look at that, even how small they are. And here's the T-Rex. And this one is very adjustable. Look at that. Can adjust the ankle, at the knee, and swivel all around. The jaw will open and shut too. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this one is a baby dinosaur. It looks so small and cute. Look at that. And it came with what looks like, I don't know if those are bandages or something, but I think we put this on the T-Rex. And this one too. So it looks like this bandage goes onto the leg of the T-Rex right here. It straps on, because we just did surgery on it, so you gotta protect that wound. And then this is a muzzle. And it goes right on the jaw right there. So now it can't bite anyone. Very cool. All right, let's move on to our next dinosaur. All right, which one should we choose next? Oh, you know what? I was super excited about this one. This isn't a dinosaur, but it's a replica of a Spinosaurus tooth. Look at the size of that. Let's open it up. Wow, look at the size of that tooth. That's like 3 or 4 inches long, or even longer. And this replica here is very detailed. It's got cracks all over, and the painting is like black on the top. This is very cool. This will look great on one of my shelves. All right, let's keep going. Here's another one. This is the Ceratosaurus. There we go. All right, so we've got the body right here, and then the tail. It's tucked away inside the box. Let's get that out too. And let's attach the tail to the body. Clicks right in. There we go. All right, here is the Ceratosaurus. We've got this action button on top. Let's try that out. Very interesting. So it's actually a few different buttons in one. So the more you slide it up, the more it opens its mouth. Very cool. And check out the horn right on the nose. This dinosaur is awesome. All right, let's check out our next dinosaur. All right, here we go with our next dinosaur. Let's get it out of the bag. All right, check this out. This looks like a Mosasaurus, and it could be, I'm not entirely sure, but I will say, look at the spikes on the back. Those are some really sharp spikes. I mean, they won't hurt me if I poke, but in real life, those would hurt a lot, I think. Very cool. Let's go with this one right here. Wow, check this one out. This is a Spinosaurus. Check it out. There's that huge spine on its back. Its mouth opens and closes. This one is a little bit smaller than our other Spinosaurus figures, but I will say this one has a bit more detail with the painting. And look at those teeth right there. Those are some mean teeth. Did you know that Spinosauruses actually did a lot of hunting in the water? I didn't know that before, but I recently found that out. This is very cool. Let's check out our other dinosaurs. I see another cool looking one right here. All right, this is an Endoraptor, but it looks a bit different than the other ones that I have because look at this orange coloring on the side. That is unique to this Endoraptor. I haven't seen that before. And this one is more like a model because the arms and legs don't move. So it's in this like crawling pose right here. But that is pretty neat. I like this one. All right, and in this bag, oh, look at that. This is an Indominus Rex. And this one is also more like a model figure. The arms and legs don't move, but this one has great detail as well. Look at that on its side. Look at the spikes on its back and on its teeth, its tongue. Huge attention to detail, which is really cool. And next up, looks like we've got a 3-pack of, it says pterodactyls. Let's take a look. So we've got our first one here. And our second pterodactyl. This has different coloring and is a bit bigger. Look at the back too. And the third one. Although, this is a very different looking pterodactyl. Do you know if this is a pterodactyl? Why don't you let me know in the comments below. Is this a pterodactyl or is this a different type of flying dinosaur? That was super exciting unboxing all these dinosaurs. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you next time. Be sure to subscribe. Welcome back to the Amazing Dinosaurs channel. Today we are checking out 100 Camp Cretaceous and Jurassic World figures. Let's get started with these brand new packs that I bought, starting with the Darius and Gallimimus set. Let's open it up. So this pack comes with Darius, comes with the Gallimimus, brown coloring, a little bit of yellow striping on top, comes with a baby, I think that's a baby Triceratops. Plus, it comes with a Velociraptor vocal resonator that Darius can use. That is really cool. There's a lot of pieces in this set. Next up, we've got the Kenji and Monolophosaurus set. Let's open it up. Here's Kenji. Yippee! Fully adjustable with all the limbs. Here is the blue scooter that Kenji can ride on. And of course, here is the Monolophosaurus. This is a darker colored Monolophosaurus. It's got some lighter detailing along the top. That's totally cool. Next up, we've got the Brooklyn and Monolophosaurus. Let's open this up.
Bingo!
All right, here is Brooklyn riding on top of the blue scooter. And here is the light brown Monolophosaurus with gray detailing on the top. Also, its feet are gray too. That's interesting. These are some pretty cool sets. I like that they have multiple pieces in them. Next up, we've got a ginormous dinosaur figure. This is the super colossal Carnotaurus Toro. This figure is huge. It's wider than both of the dinosaur bins back here. All over its body is super textured. You can see that there's bumps and spikes all over. This Carnotaurus has a feeding feature. You can put miniature dinosaurs down its throat all the way to its stomach compartment right down here. And it's got the white underbelly, red side, and the brown top. Next up, we've got the super colossal Indominus Rex. This is the same size of that Carnotaurus that we just saw. And it also has super spiky and bumpy texturing all over its body. And just like the Carnotaurus, this Indominus Rex can also eat miniature dinosaurs. So you can have a little dinosaur here, feed it down the throat, and then you can take that miniature dinosaur out of the stomach compartment. Here is a huge Mosasaurus. This dinosaur lives in the ocean, and I bet you remember this from the first Jurassic World movie. Its body's pretty rubbery, so you can actually press into it, and it has some give. All in all, this is a pretty cool figure. Right back here, we've got a super awesome colored Tyrannosaurus Rex with camouflage coloring. Look at that bright green on the side, and then there's brown and black all over. Plus, there is a sound effect for stomping right on its foot. That's a pretty cool built-in feature. Here we've got another T-Rex. This one is normal colored though, with light brown on the sides, dark brown on the top. Here is another custom colored T-Rex. This one is super cool and super bright. It can move just like all the other T-Rex figures that I have, but check out this coloring. It's got the brightest red on the bottom, and then it darkens all the way to the striping and the black on the top. That is so cool. Right over here, we've got a giant Indominus Rex, though it's not as big as the super colossal one. This figure has two actions. It's got a slashing action, and then it's got a roar action. Here is another Indominus Rex. Can you tell anything different about this one though? That's right, this one has battle damage on the side. How cool is that? Other than the battle damage, this Indominus Rex looks just like the one we just saw. Over here, we've got a Tyrannosaurus Rex with a tearing action. Plus, it has a tail sweep action too. This is another Tyrannosaurus Rex, but this one has battle damage on the side, just like the Indominus Rex. Way over here, we've got a Spinosaurus with a light brown side, darker brown along the top, and that bright red spine, bright red face too. Over here, way in the back, we've got another T-Rex. The color of this T-Rex is a brown orangish color on the sides with a darker brown on the top and a lighter underbelly. Over here, we've got a Carnotaurus, way smaller than the super colossal, but still the same coloring. It's got those dark spots on its legs and on its side. Right up top here, I believe this is a Pentaceratops. Look at that, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 main horns. And this Pentaceratops has two actions. The first is for roaring, and the second swivels its torso around. Here we've got another orange-brown Tyrannosaurus Rex, but this one has battle damage all over its body. Check that out. You can see the slashes from where it's been hurt in battle. Here is a darker T-Rex. It's built very similarly, but it's got the dark brown on the top, and then it's got a gray brown on the sides and a lighter underbelly. Here we've got a Mega Stegosaurus. Check out the actions on this one. Here is a dark green Triceratops with brown detailing on the top. Next up is a Cryolophosaurus. This dinosaur is dark blue with white and orange detailing all along the top. Here is our first winged dinosaur of this collection. This is a Pteranodon. It's got the dark blue underbelly and on the bottom of the wings, and a dark red and white along the top. Right over here is an Allosaurus. This one is super colorful with green, white, and red right along the neck. And it's got a slide action. Next up, we've got two matching Sarcophaguses. Both of them have the purple on the top with all those bumps and spines, and then orange and red and blue underbellies. Here is a dark blue Carcharodontosaurus with orange and brown detailing along the top. Plus, this dinosaur has an action button. Next up is another Carcharodontosaurus, but this one is a tan yellow color along its whole body, and it's got the orange and brown striping along the top. Here is a dangerous looking herbivore. This is a Kentrosaurus, and it's got some massive spikes along its body
and right along its shoulders too. This dinosaur also has a slide action that twists its torso back and forth. Here is a nasty looking predator. This is a Tarbosaurus. It's got the bright red under the chin. The rest of its body is gray with darker gray striping along the top. This dinosaur is a Ceratosaurus. It's got a dark brown body with brighter orange detailing along the top and sides. It's got that orange horn right at the top. Here is another Ceratosaurus, but with different coloring. It's got the light gray on the underbelly and sides, with the darker detailing on the leg, and the bright red along its back all the way up to its head, with the white horn. This huge dinosaur is called a Pseudoceratops. Check out the horns on the front right there. Those are bigger than a Triceratops, I think. This dinosaur right over here is an Ankylosaurus. This dinosaur is super protected, as you can see from all this armor on the top, and those spikes too. This is a really cool dinosaur. This is a Baryonyx, and look at that bright reflective blue right along the top of its head. And we've got some velociraptors in here too. Let's check out a few. This first one is a bright green velociraptor that's in the sneaking pose. This next velociraptor, it's got a tan underbelly and a brown top. And this one has a slashing action. And this velociraptor is bright yellow on the side with a lighter underbelly and a brown top. And it's got battle damage. Let's see what else we can find in here. Oh, we've got some Monolophosauruses. I've got 3 of them right here, all with different coloring. This first one is a bright green color with battle damage on the side and black striping on the top. This next one is a dark green color on the bottom and the sides with bright yellow on the top and a little bit of red right on its face. And this Monolophosaurus is it's almost a pinkish color on the sides with a darker color on the top and a little bit of yellow right on the top of its face. All right, here is another Carnotaurus. This is a darker color than the other ones that we have, and it's still fully adjustable. And it's got an action button on its back for chomping. Here's another Stegosaurus. This is a big dinosaur, and this has a tail sweeping action too. Coming right up is another Allosaurus with gray coloring on the bottom and the sides and yellow detailing along the top. Check out that face too. Here is a weird looking dinosaur. This is a SUCHOMIMUS. It's got blue on the bottom and the sides and yellow on the top. All right, another Baryonyx. This one also has bright blue along the top of its head, but it's not reflective, so it is a bit different. Plus, it's got this slide action too. We've got a massive Triceratops in the clay red color, and it's got an action button on the top for roaring. We've got some more armored dinosaurs right here. This big one is another Ankylosaurus, and it's got a slide action on the top to swing its tail. This little red one is called a Minmi, and it's got all those spikes all along the top of its body. And this small green dinosaur is a Sauropelta, the bright green underbelly and a darker green top. And those are some massive spikes on the side right there. Check that out. Let's check out a few more raptors in here. All right, I found 4 more raptors. First is a bright green velociraptor in the standing position. The second is Velociraptor Blue with the iconic blue stripe all the way down its body. This Velociraptor is a dark red color with purple on the sides and is in the standing position. And this final Velociraptor is blue on the sides, orange along the top, and gold right along its head. Here's a dangerous dinosaur. These both are Dilophosauruses, each with their own unique coloring. Look at those bright colors along the back of this one. Next up, we've got a few, I think these are Stygimolochs. Once again, they're both differently colored. This has a yellow-orange coloring along the top. This one is more of a green color with brown on the top and with red horns. Oh, I see another Velociraptor in here. I must have missed this one. This is like a dark brown, almost purple in the right light. And it's got some orange on the top and on its head. Here are two baby Brachiosauruses. One is a soft green color with dark green along the top. And the other is a dark gray color with like a purple red color on the top. Which one do you think would blend into the jungle more? This is a Protoceratops, I believe. It's got the soft green color on the side and yellow detailing along the top, all the way to the tail. Right back here, we've got a baby T-Rex. This one is bright green and has a chomping action too. Right over here, we've got two Gallimimuses. One is a soft tan color on the side with brown striping on the top, and it's got an action button. And the second Gallimimus is a bright orange with blue and red detailing on the top. Here's another scary looking dinosaur. This is a Herrerasaurus. It's got a blue-gray color on the sides and that white detailing along the top. Just a few more dinosaurs left in this first bin. This is a Shringosaurus. It's got a super long neck and a yellow and brown body. This next dinosaur is a Mosasaurus or Mosasaurus. I'm actually not sure how to pronounce it. This dinosaur is bright blue on the sides with the yellow underbelly and the black detailing along the top. Here we've got a dinosaur that looks kind of like a Stegosaurus, but it is a Chialingosaurus. Look at those little spikes on its shoulder. It's got all these other spikes right along its tail too. Next up is a Cosmoceratops. Look at how fancy the front of its face is. That is really cool. Here's another predator. This is a Masiakasaurus. It's got a dark red coloring along most of its body and all those yellow dots along the top of its body. And here's another Triceratops looking dinosaur, but this is actually a Styracosaurus. One bin down, one to go. Let's see what else we've got. Here is a Scorpius Rex, the dark body and two action buttons. This is a Stegosaurus with different coloring than the other ones we've seen. This is a light blue-green color over its whole body, and it gets darker along the top. Here's another winged dinosaur. This is a Quetzalcoatl. This is a huge dinosaur. This is an Albertosaurus with battle damage on the side. You can even move the ribs up and down. This is another Ceratosaurus. We've actually got two Ceratosauruses here. One is a dark green color with black detailing on the top. And the other is gray on the belly and got red and dark gray detailing on the top. This is an Ouranosaurus, and this has some pretty interesting colors on it. Most of its body is a dark green, but it's got some bright yellow, it's got some orange, and some bright blue right on the tip of its face. Here's another big dinosaur. This is a Sinoceratops. It's got a green body with tan detailing along the top and an action button for roaring. Way in the back here, we've got another predator. This is the Majungasaurus. It's got some bright coloring right along its neck and back. Here is another massive Stegosaurus with blue-gray coloring on the side and a darker gray on the top and like a pink underbelly. Here is a Triceratops. This one is brown with blue detailing right on the top. And I've actually got, I think, a few more Triceratops in here. It's a dark green one. And also a smaller Triceratops with battle damage on the side. Got some more super armored dinosaurs in the front. This is a Sauropelta. This one is red on the top and brown on the bottom. And this is an Ankylosaurus, red on the bottom and brown on the top. These dinosaurs like to headbutt. This is a Pachycephalosaurus with battle damage. I've actually got another one down here too that is purple colored and also has an action button with the tail for the headbutting. We've got a huge herbivore right here. This is a Parasaurolophus, bright yellow with brown on the sides and 2 action buttons. Here's another huge winged dinosaur. This, I believe, is another Pteranodon. It's got the orange wings on the top and the bright yellow head. This dinosaur is huge. This is a Sinoceratops. It's got a green body with light tan detailing on the top. Got a few more Herrerasauruses in here. Here's the first. It's like a light green color with some darker colors on the top. And the other Herrerasaurus is a lighter green color with brown and red. And it's got battle damage on the side too. Next up, we've got a super spiky dinosaur. This is the Miragaia. Here's a dinosaur that lives in the water. This is a Plesiosaurus. Over here, we've got a baby Ankylosaurus. This one is called Bumpy. Next up is an herbivore called the Calavosaurus. It's got a dark blue side and the orange detailing on the top. Here is a smaller Pteranodon, and it's actually got some damage right there in its wing, as well as the battle damage right on the top of its body. This dinosaur is a Protoceratops with the purple side and the yellow detailing along the top. And last of all is a good old Stygimoloch. It's got an orange-red body with darker detailing along the top and the tail action for headbutting.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm super excited to get started with you today. Today we are unboxing from my collection all of my King Kong and Godzilla figurines. Let's get started with this Mechagodzilla figure right here. This one's ginormous. With the tail, it might be 2 feet long in total. This is really cool. It's got the opening and closing claws in the front, movable arms, movable legs, the tail swivels, and the face is just awesome too. Look at that. Look at those eyes. That's so cool. Next up, we got this ginormous King Kong figure right here. The arms go up and down. Even the wrists are adjustable. His jaw opens and closes just a little bit. But one of the coolest features is it's got this swiveling action. So you can set him up like this, and if you want him to punch other figurines, wham, 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 wham. So this one is about a foot tall as well. So this is one of my largest King Kong and Godzilla figurines as well. All right, moving on to the ginormous Godzilla right over here. This is the biggest Godzilla figurine that I have in my collection, and look at it. Standing up, I'd say it's probably around a foot high, but look how big its body is, and then its tail. It might even go maybe 2 or 3 feet as well. I really like using this Godzilla figurine in our battles because it's so big and so scary looking. All right, moving on, we've got another King Kong figure right here. A little bit smaller than the last one, but check it out. You can see it's got some battle damage. It doesn't require any batteries or anything like that, so it doesn't make any noise, but this one's still pretty large as well. Look how big that is. All right, let's take a look at this blue Godzilla right here. It looks a little bit like a old school classic Godzilla, but look at this blue finish that it has all over. And the gold tipped claws right there too. Look at that face, got the red eyes. You can see the tongue and the teeth right there. And of course, the spikes on its back. And these ones, for this figure, are blue, like the rest of its body. This one is one of my favorite Godzilla figurines right here. Check out the coloring on this and like the flexibility with its tail. This one is super dynamic with how you can move it, and even with its face, check it out. But the reason that I like this one is because it's fire. Look at that. It's ferocious. It's got like the spikes, but they're like flaming spikes. So this one is really cool. One of my favorites. Next up is this figurine from the Godzilla series. And this is the Anguirus figurine from the Godzilla Final Wars collection. Look at all these spikes on its back, and interestingly, they're all kind of like facing forward. Do you see that? We've got the long tail here with the spikes at the end. And check out that face. That is a mean looking face, and it's got those horns on the top of its head also facing forward as well. That's very interesting. And here we've got a smaller King Kong figure, and this one does have sound effects in it. See this button in the back right here? Let's go ahead and press that and see what happens. It's making that snarling face. And it's got movable arms, movable legs, and all that. Which one should we pull out next? Let's try this Godzilla right here. Another large Godzilla action figure. This time, it's got the purple spikes on its back, the 3 ridges, the 3 lines going down its back, movable legs, movable arms, and even the tail swivels as well. This is a pretty lightweight figurine though. You can tell that it's hollow on the inside, and you can actually see that it's kind of squished. I'm not sure why that is, but it is hollow. We've got another large Godzilla figurine right here, very similar to the last purple one, but instead, this figurine is blue. So it's got the blue spikes on its back, the 3 lines of spikes. The tail moves just like the other one, the legs and the arms. And look at that face. It's got those red eyes too. Oh my goodness, we have so many Godzilla figurines in here. Look at this other one. This is another one of those super adjustable figures. Look at how its tail moves. And its arms has a lot of points of articulation. And its legs. Check out that face right there. Now look at the painting on those spikes and even on the rest of its body. You can tell it's super textured. It looks very realistic, which I really like. Now look what we have here. Another Godzilla figurine. Oh, a Mecha Godzilla. But it's like a miniature version. It's like a model. So it's got that huge head and the little body and tail. And none of the parts move on this one, so this is more of a collectible. But still looks very cool. I think I'll end up putting this one on my shelf. Alright, I see a gold one down here. I think this is another one of the big Godzilla figurines. Yeah, so this one's around the same size as the blue and purple one. But instead, as you can see, it is gold all over the body, and on the spikes and the tail. Everywhere has that gold coloring on it. And it's like, see with the texture, it's like mixing with black, which is really cool. What's this one over here? Let's see. Oh, look at this. This is a King Kong figure. It's got the longer arms than what the other figures had. And its face is even meaner than the other figures we've seen so far. Look at that. Let's dig in here and pull out another Godzilla. This is another one of those Godzilla figurines that's like super detailed. Look at that blue, and there's like a little bit of white as the highlight. And I just love these figures. You can even move its neck around so you can turn its head. You can move its arms. You can swivel them. All right, here it is. So I believe that this is the atomic breath attachment for this dinosaur. So what you can do is actually open its mouth and then fit it right in its mouth, and it'll stay there. So if you're doing like a stop motion video or taking pictures with him, it'll look like he's shooting the atomic breath out from him. Very neat. Next up, we've got this Godzilla figurine with a super long tail, and this one is from the 2016 Shin Godzilla movie. So let's see, we've got, it's like glowing red chest and that same glowing red along its back with the spikes. It's got a mean looking face, and then the glowing red at the end of the tail as well. Look how long that tail is. That's like longer than the body of Godzilla. All right, let's see what else we've got. Oh, look at this one. So this is a Godzilla, but this is the third form Godzilla. So you can see you've got its legs starting to stick out there, and it's still got the spiked back, the 3 rows, and it's got a fully functional mouth and eyes, but the arms have not quite come through yet. And again, even with this one too, look at the length of that tail. That's probably longer than the length of the body. Very cool. And here we've got a smaller King Kong figure. And you can see on the chest, just like some of the other ones, it's got the battle damage, the 3 stripes from getting slashed by Godzilla or a dinosaur, and it swivels on its waist and its arms. And there's no batteries for this one either, so there's no sounds or lights or anything on this one. But it's still a cooler King Kong figure to have. It's about, I don't know, maybe 6 inches tall. All right, let's keep digging. Ooh, you know what? I see another Mechagodzilla figurine right here. It's about 6 inches tall, and it's got a lot going on. I believe these are rockets on its shoulders, and there's just like so much gear, it looks like, all over its body. And this does have a metallic shine on it as well, even though it's made of plastic. It looks fairly close to metal, and I believe this version of Mechagodzilla is from the 2002 movie called Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. But let me know in the comments below if you've seen this one in another movie too. Let's keep digging. Let's see what we find here. Oh, here is a very large King Kong figure. You can see some battle damage on its chest. It's got this chain wrapped around its hand. It doesn't move, but it's there all the time. You can move the arm up and down. And this one doesn't require batteries either, so there's no sound effects or lights, but it swivels, its arms moves up and down. And this one stands at about maybe a foot tall as well, so it's very comparable to some of the other King Kong figures that we have. And here is another King Kong figure, a bit smaller. Look at that, it's got this like white snow finish all over it. So I think this is the Arctic Kong figurine. You can tell that he's been working and fighting in the snow. This figure is a bit smaller than some of our other King Kong figures, but I must admit, I do like this one a bit more because it is so adjustable with its arms and legs. You can do almost any pose with this figure, which I think is super cool. right, we've still got a lot more in here. Let's keep going. Ooh, check out this Gigan figurine from the Godzilla series. And this one is pretty colorful. You've probably noticed that with a lot of our Godzilla figurines, a lot of them are like darker colors. So I definitely appreciate that this figure from the Godzilla series has this bright red on the back. So this one really pops. Let's look at its face. It's got this massive horn on the top, and then even right next to its mouth on the sides, you can see it's got those horns there. So this one, I'm sure, would be very lethal to battle against. Look at those. And now we've got a smaller Godzilla figurine, very similar to the other ones we've had, but it's got the black body and then the very shiny blue spikes on its back. This one's jaw doesn't open and close, but the arms and legs are movable too. So this one's still pretty usable and versatile. And look here, we've got another similar Godzilla figurine, but look at the spikes on the back. In this one, they're like kind of see-through. You can see my finger on the other side, but there's still like a cool blue hue to them. And on this one, the jaw does open and shut as well. Look at that. See that? Look at that, attention to detail right there. And the tail swivels too. Let's keep going. Next one is this Godzilla figurine here, which I believe is the second form Godzilla. So check it out. You can see its arms are starting to form on its side right there, but it's already got the spikes on the top. It's got the red in the front, and its mouth and head is pretty close to fully formed as well. So this is a pretty cool one to have in my collection. Let's see. Ooh, we've got another smaller King Kong figure right here. But unlike the other one that had the snow on the top, this one's got, I think that's the atomic breath coloring on its arms and a little bit on its side too. You can see a little bit of blue. Ooh, and a little bit of blue on its chin too. So just like the other smaller Kong figure that we saw, the arms and legs are very adjustable, which I really like. All right, here we've got another Godzilla figurine, and check out the fiery coloring on its chest, on its legs, and look at that on its spikes on its back. I like how it fades into the fiery orange color. Look at that mean look on his face. His head swivels back and forth, the arms are moving, the tail spins. And this is a medium-sized figure, I'd say. But I do love that fire coloring on its body. And here we've got a smaller Godzilla figurine. And once again, we've got the black body, but a different colored spikes. We've had blue, we've seen some, I think we had some red ones and some orange ones. This one is purple, check that out. And these spikes are huge too. That's probably like 2 or 3 inches on its back. And as usual, tail moves, the legs move, the arms move, but on this one, the head doesn't move, so it's looking just straight forward. And look at those eyes on it too. See that little blue dot in its eyes. I see right here is another smaller King Kong figurine, and once again, check out the movability on its arms and its legs. And like the other ones, I forgot to mention earlier, but these do have this battle damage right on its shoulder. So when you take it off, you can see the red underneath as if he's wounded. So you can take that on and off while you're playing with a toy. And for this one, we've got the battle axe ready in hand for a fight. Check out that battle axe. All right, let's see what else we've got. Oh, look at here. This is the Mothra larva from the Tokyo SOS movie. And look at that, you can even twist its neck side to side like that. And I believe we actually have the Mothra adult figure right here as well from the same movie. Look at the coloring on its wings too. And it's got that little itty bitty face and arms. But yeah, these wings are ginormous. Very neat. All right, we're just about done with this bin. I can see this other Godzilla figurine. Look at this. It's got the orange coloring in the front, and it's got the orange on the spikes as well. The head swivels, the legs move, the arms move. And this is another, like, I'd say medium-sized Godzilla figurine right here. That is awesome. All right, look at this one. This is the Rodan figurine from the Godzilla series. And look at the wingspan on this. And it's got the yellow body, and you can tell that that's like armor plating on it right there. So this one's pretty protected. It's got the beak, and I think those are horns on it as well. Tell me in the comments below, do you remember in what movie Rodan fought Godzilla? Comment below and let me know. All right, we're just about done. We've got a lot of little figurines in here. Let's go through them really quickly. So we've got a bunch of small Godzillas right here. You can see this one's blue with black. See this one's like mostly black. Check out this one here. It's got the blue spikes. Oh, and look at this one. We saw this version of Godzilla a little bit earlier. Do you remember that orange coloring? We've got this other smaller Godzilla. Check this one out. This is a miniature Mechagodzilla, and look at those rockets on its shoulders too. That is intimidating. All right, that is it for today's video. Thanks so much for joining. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.
Hello and welcome back to the Amazing Dinosaurs channel. Today we are checking out a bunch of dinosaurs that you can find in the new Jurassic World Dominion movie, and I've even got some brand new ones, including this huge Giganotosaurus. Let's go ahead and open this huge one up. All right, so here is the main body. I can't wait to get the legs and the tail on. All right, here is the gigantic Giganotosaurus. Let's check out that face and those teeth. Those are huge. Look at that. I think you can fit miniature dinos down its throat too. It's got the stomach compartment and these huge legs and that huge tail. This is a really cool dinosaur figure. All right, we still got a few more brand new dinosaurs in here. Let's start with the Owen and Velociraptor Beta pack. All right, here's Owen. Here's Velociraptor Beta. And here is a little fox. This is a cool little action figure pack to have. Next up is the Claire and Dilophosaurus pack. All right, here we go. Here's Claire. Say hi, Claire.
Come on!
And here is the mighty Dilophosaurus. Oh no, look out! All right, we've got a lot more huge dinosaurs in here. Let's keep going. Look at this huge one. This is a giant APATOSAURus. Almost as big as the Giganotosaurus, too. Up next, we've got another Giganotosaurus. This is a smaller figure, but look at the detail to the teeth and all over its body. This is a super realistic model. And I love those green eyes too. That is so cool. Wow, check the coloring on this one out. This is a Spinosaurus. And look how dirty its teeth are too. That is gross. And right over here, we've got a T-Rex with a face cage. But wait, I think it can break out. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go! It broke free. The Tyrannosaurus Rex is loose. Up next, we've got a massive Indominus Rex with a jaw button and a slashing action with its claws. This is such a cool figure. Over here is an orange-brown Tyrannosaurus Rex. Check this one out. It is fully adjustable. You can adjust the neck and pose it. And of course, it's got the button at the top of its head to make it roar. And right over here, we've got another awesome Indominus Rex. This is one of the older Jurassic World ones, as you can see. And it's got this interesting rubberized neck so that when you pull the arm, it can roar. How cool is that? All right, let's see what's next. Right over here, we've got a Baryonyx with a super bright colored head. That is a super bright orange color. And this toy has the chomping action. Uh-oh, look out. We've got another Tyrannosaurus Rex. That is so cool. This is also one of the older Jurassic World figures right here. And it is super cool. All right, here is a pretty big Velociraptor. This is bigger than most of the other raptors that I have. And this is also from the older Jurassic World toy series. How cool is that? And right up top here, we've got a giant Stegosaurus. That is so cool. And it comes with some actions too. Check this out. Can move its head up and down. And there's another one that you can press and it swings its tail. Look at that, watch out. Those would be so dangerous in real life. Boy, here we go. Another Velociraptor. I think this one is blue. And this one is super adjustable. You can adjust basically every single limb of its body. That is super cool for putting it on a display. And right up top here, we've got a Triceratops. That is so cool. And it has a roaring action. Here we go, ready? So cool. Look out for those horns. And right over here, one of my favorite herbivores, the Ankylosaurus. I just love the design on this and just how armored it is and all those spikes on the side too. That is so cool. Here is one of the most terrifying of the new dinosaurs from Jurassic World. This is the Indoraptor. Just look how evil it looks with those red eyes. And look at that, we've got another Triceratops. This one has different coloring. It's brown with the blue specks on top. That is so cool. And you can wiggle its tail to move its head back and forth. All right, check this out. We've got tons more Velociraptors in here. Look at these, and there's still more. Look how big these figures are. Some of them come with battle damage buttons. Some of them are a light tan orange. Some of them are dark brown. These are so cool, and these display so well on the shelves. Here is another super amazing dinosaur. It's the Dilophosaurus. This is also an older Jurassic World toy. And check it out, it's got the battle damage button on its side too. That is so cool. And we've got a few more smaller Indominus Rexes too. Look at these. These are two different sizes, but they both have different types of battle damage. This one has the one that you can open and close, and this one is always on display for you to see. And they both have their chomping action too. Let's keep digging. Oh man, I'm seeing tons more velociraptors in here. Check these out. We've seen some like these before, but look at this one. This is a smaller velociraptor, and it's super brightly colored. And with this velociraptor, if you press down on the legs, it'll actually spring away, like this. That's pretty neat. And there's still tons more velociraptors in here. Check this one out. It's wearing some sort of video camera or something. I don't know what that is. And we've got these smaller ones too. Oh, look at this. There's two Velociraptor Blues. One of them has battle damage. And also this super brightly colored Velociraptor. Look at those green stripes on the top and the red body. That is so awesome. And we've seen this one before. This is the mighty Spinosaurus. That is so cool. All right, here are a few baby Dilophosauruses. Or at least they look like babies, but they still look super ferocious, don't you think? All right, we've got a few more dinosaurs in here. Oh, check these out. These are pteranodons. And look how huge their wingspan is. And look at the difference in coloring too. Isn't that so awesome? Over here, we've got two Pachycephalosauruses. Check out their super hard heads that they use for headbutting. This figure has a battle damage on the side, and this figure has an action. Wow, look at that headbutting action. That is so fast. Ooh, we've got one more huge winged dinosaur in here. I can't remember what dinosaur this is. Do you know what dinosaur this is? Let me know in the comments below. But this is a huge dinosaur. And now our last two dinosaurs of the bin. Here is another green velociraptor. And this dinosaur is a Stygimoloch. It's got an action feature as well. This dinosaur likes to headbutt too, I think. Welcome back to the Amazing Dinosaurs channel. Today we are checking out a bunch of dinosaurs from my huge dinosaur collection. And I've even got some brand new dinosaurs that we're gonna open up here today. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, let's get started opening these up. First with the Baryonyx Grim from Camp Cretaceous in the Primal Attack series. Let's open it up. Here we go, let's activate the batteries. And let's check this out. So this is differently colored from the other Baryonyxes that I have. Comes with sound effects, that's so cool. And it's brown on the bottom, and then right next to its eyes, it's all red to really make those eyes pop out. Let's see what kind of actions these have. If you move the tail, let's see, you can get a chomping action, and you can also move it side to side for a slashing action too. This is pretty cool. This is about the same size as the other Baryonyxes I have. But I like this one. I really like the dinosaur figures that you can control the head from the tail, because it looks so much more realistic that way. That is super cool. Next up, we've got the, I believe it's pronounced Coelurus. I might be wrong, but it's from the Extreme Damage series. Let's open it up and check it out. All right, this is a pretty dark dinosaur. It's got that dark green body, a dark red. It's like almost a brown red color. You can move the arms, you can move the legs, and you can twist the tail. Right over here on top is the DNA barcode that you can scan to learn more about the dinosaur. And if you press the button right here, here comes the battle action. That is really cool. I really like these battle damage dinosaurs because it can change the whole look of the dinosaur with just a click of the button. And you can adjust its mouth too. Next up, we've got this dinosaur. It's kind of hard to tell what kind of dinosaur it is, so let's open it up and see. All right, it is a Therizinosaurus, and look how brightly colored it is too. Get this cardboard out. I bet you remember this dinosaur from the new Jurassic World movie with those huge claws used for stabbing and slashing. And look at the coloring. It's got a nice blue color on the belly and chest, and on the back, from the tail all the way to the head, it is a super bright red. This might be one of the brightest dinosaurs that I have. And you can move the arms on this dinosaur, and I think the mouth too. Yep, there we go. Next up, from our brand new dinosaurs, we've got the Monolophosaurus from the Camp Cretaceous toy line. Let's open it up. So this is a smaller dinosaur, but it is super brightly colored with two different colors of green, just like the earlier dinosaur that we saw. So this is a bright green on the sides, and then a dark green right on the top, and on the belly, it's like a tan color. And with this dinosaur, it's got a tail action as well. When you pull down the tail, it gives a chomping action. And you can move the legs and the arms, and that's about it on this dinosaur. But this is pretty cool. And next up, from our brand new dinosaurs, we've got this Chaotic Cargo mini toy set. Let's open it up and see what dinosaurs are inside. I think that's pretty cool how they designed the box to look like a transport truck for the dinosaurs. Look at that, the whole thing, even the front. But let's check out these dinosaurs. First, we've got a minis version of Owen. Bingo! Look how small that is. But you can still adjust the arms and the legs. Next up, we've got this. I think this is the biggest dinosaur in the pack. This is a Stegosaurus, and it has the same coloring as the larger ones that I have actually, which we may see later on in this bin. Next up from the pack, we've got a special edition Allosaurus. And these are like pretty bendable too, which is interesting. Most of the larger toys are not very bendable like this. And you can even open and close the mouth too on this tiny little figure. And last of all, we've got this mini Velociraptor. And it looks like blue. That is so cool. Next up, we've got a giant Tyrannosaurus Rex with battle damage. Let's see that battle damage in action. That is super awesome. And all the joints are movable on this T-Rex as well, with the tail, the legs, even the ankles, the arms, and you can pose the head as well, which is really cool. Most of my T-Rexes can't keep their mouth open unless you're pressing the button, but this one you can fully pose. We've got another giant T-Rex, this one also with a posable neck, and it's got movable legs, arms, and a tail as well. And this one has a button on the top of its head that you can press to make it roar. Look at all those teeth too. And this one is darker colored. It's like a gray on the side and then the dark brown on top. Way in the back here, we've got a giant Indominus Rex. This is even larger than the T-Rexes that we just saw. This is a light gray color throughout most of the body, and it's got that darker coloring right along its eyes right there. And this has a few actions as well. It's got a slashing action with its arms, and it's got a button on its tail that you can press for the jaw. That is so cool. Right up front here, we've got a giant, I think this is a Brachiosaurus. Check out this huge body, it's mostly green. It's got a little bit of red on the sides right there. And then on the bottom, it's like an orange tan color. This Brachiosaurus doesn't have any movable parts, but it is pretty squishy and bendy. You can see I can bend its neck back and forth like that. Right up here, we've got one of the newest Tyrannosaurus Rexes from the Jurassic World Dominion series. Check out the size of the face on this T-Rex right here. This is huge, and it's much darker than a lot of the T-Rexes I have. Look at that, it's like a black color right on the top, and then on the sides, a dark brown, and then on the belly, it's like a light tan color. And the legs are movable, the ankles, the arms, and with the tail, which I really like, you can wiggle the tail and it moves his head back and forth. Plus, it's got a button on the tail for the roaring. Right up front here, we've got a little Carnotaurus. This one's different from most of the figures that I have, but you can see that there's an action button on its tail for chomping, just like that. Plus, a button on top, when you press that, it blinks its eyes. Not many of my other dinosaur figures can do that. And you can move the legs and also the tiny little arms as well. Those things are super tiny. All right, another giant T-Rex with different coloring than all the rest. This T-Rex actually comes with a face cage that you can put on. And then when you press this action button on its back, it'll break free from it, which is super cool. Plus, when you twist the tail of this T-Rex, it actually stomps its legs up and down. Up next, we've got a bright green Dilophosaurus with a bright red frills right on its face. Here is a Jurassic World quiz question for you. Who did the Dilophosauruses chase after in the new Jurassic World Dominion movie? Comment below. All right, here is the full-size Stegosaurus. We saw that teeny tiny little one earlier in the video. This is the full-sized one, and I think they actually have the same coloring too. With the brown on the sides, the light tan on the belly, and then those green tips. That's super cool. And this Stegosaurus has 2 action buttons. You can see when you press down here, it moves its face. And when you press down on, which one is it? Here it is. When you press down on this one, the tail swings back and forth. It's spring-loaded, which is super awesome. Right up here, we've got a medium-sized Tyrannosaurus Rex with different coloring than all the rest. You can see that this one has more black stripes that are vertical on it. And you can see on this dinosaur, compared to the other T-Rexes, there's a lot more texture on these. You can't move the legs or the arms on this T-Rex, but you can still open and close the mouth. Right over here, we've got a normal-sized Carnotaurus, still with the same bright red clay coloring and a gray bottom, and it gets darker to like a brown right along the top of its body. On this Carnotaurus, you can wiggle the tail to move its head back and forth and up and down and all that. Plus, there's an action button on its tail to chomp its mouth. Check this out. This is another Carnotaurus, but it has totally different coloring. The pattern on this Carnotaurus is really interesting. It's almost like diamonds on its side. And it's got that bright orange face. You can't close the mouth, unfortunately, or move the legs or the arms or the tail. But I just really like how different this Carnotaurus looks. The color on this one is totally wild. Right over here, we've got a short but super long dinosaur that looks kind of like an alligator, really. This is a Sarcophagus, and it has tons of teeth in its mouth. And the coloring on this is super wild too. It's like a dark purple on the top. It's got the orange and red specks right on the side, and then a blue-gray color on the rest of the side and all along the bottom. And with this Sarcophagus, when you wiggle the tail, it controls his face. How cool is that? Right over here is one of the scariest dinosaurs from the second Jurassic World movie. It is the Scorpius Rex. This dinosaur is super dark along most of its body, other than its belly, which is a bright yellow color. And this dinosaur has 2 actions. It's got the arm slashing action. Whoop, wrong button. The arm slashing action. And the chomping action too. Right here, this is a huge dinosaur. We saw this one earlier. This is another Therizinosaurus, but this is from the Jurassic World toy line. And as you can already hear, it has tons of sound effects. Let's see what actions it has. If you wiggle the tail, you can control its torso. And there's a button right here on its tail that when you press that, it's got that chomping action. How cool. And like the earlier Therizinosaurus that we saw, this one also has the bright red right along its top. Up next, we've got a large-sized Velociraptor, and I think it's Velociraptor Blue. You can move the arms of this Velociraptor, the legs, you can twist and adjust the tail, but the mouth does not open or close on this Velociraptor. But I still like this Velociraptor figure because it is larger than most of the other figures that I have. Most of the other figures are probably around this size, I'd say. So this one is actually giant in comparison. Right over here on the side, I believe this is from the John Hammond collection, and I think this is a Pteranodon. And this has super flexible wings. It's like all made out of rubber, so it's super bendy. And I do like the coloring on this as well. It's got that brown over most of its body, and then that yellow coloring right along its wings. That's super cool, and look at the intricacy of the coloring on its face as well. Up next, we've got this mighty Ankylosaurus with those spikes on the side and armor right on the top. You do not want to mess with this one in the wild. And it's got an action as well. There's a button to swing its tail back and forth with a super heavy end. I bet that would knock out some dinosaurs. Right on top here, we've got a smaller dinosaur, but don't be fooled. This, I believe, is a juvenile Giganotosaurus. It's got like this red purple coloring right along its face, and then on the top, it's got black with the white striping as well. You can't move the arms or legs of this figure, but you can open and close the jaw. Next up, we've got another Stegosaurus, but this one has entirely different coloring. This is a blue-gray color, and you can see that there's some even darker coloring right along the top. And on the belly, as usual, is a tan color. This Stegosaurus has only one action button. When you press right here, it wiggles its tail back and forth with those spikes. But on this one, you can just move the face. There's no action button to control it. Right over here, we've got another giant Velociraptor. This one is super adjustable, and it is a super bright green color. Look at the ways that you can adjust each limb. With the ankles, with the knees, with the elbows, everything is adjustable on this Velociraptor. Right over here, we've got another Baryonyx with totally different coloring. Unlike the brand new Baryonyx that we saw earlier in the video, this one has a gray body along the sides and the bottom, and on the top of the body is a dark blue color with like a little bit of white, and then right on the neck is a super bright blue color. And this Baryonyx has an entirely different action as well. When you slide this back and forth, it does chomping. Check this out. This is the Concavinator. And look at that bright red coloring right along its back right there. Plus, it's got the purple right there, and especially all over its head. This dinosaur is also fully adjustable. You can adjust the arms and the legs and the tail as well. Plus, it's got some action buttons. See, there's one right here. Let's see what happens. There's the chomping action. And when you press down on this huge hump on its back, it swings its tail back and forth too. Here is another giant Tyrannosaurus Rex figure. And just like many of the other models that we have, you can't move the arms or the legs. But look at the intricacy of the texture along its body. Look at all that different coloring from the dark brown to the light brown. There's even like a little bit of, it seems like orange or yellow in there too. And with this model, you can of course open and close its mouth. and see all those giant teeth. Here we've got a model Spinosaurus with a huge bright red spine, and the red goes all the way down to the end of its tail. The rest of its body is like a dark gray color, and it's got the yellow belly as usual. And on this model Spinosaurus, you can open and close its jaw. Here is another huge and brightly colored dinosaur. This is the mighty Carcharodontosaurus. Did you know that these dinosaurs have teeth that are up to 8 inches long each? Those are some huge teeth. This dinosaur is a tan yellow color along most of its body, but right along the top we can see these bright orange stripes that go all the way up to the dinosaur's face, where the nose is also the bright orange color. And there's an action button on this dinosaur where you can chomp. Here we've got another miniature Carnotaurus. This one actually has a broken horn right on the top. Do you remember seeing that in the new Jurassic World Dominion movie? I know I do. This dinosaur is a dark green color along most of its body, and it's got the orange pattern right along the top of its body as well. And it is fully posable. You can move the arms, the legs, the neck, and the jaw as well. Right over here, oh, dropped one of them. These are both Pachycephalosauruses. They both have different coloring. They've got orange on both of them, but this one is a green color on its belly and side, and this one is kind of green, but it's more of a yellow green on its belly, and it's got those specks on the side as well. Plus, this figure actually has an action as well. When you pull on the tail, it has the hammering action. Oh, here's a different looking dinosaur. Look at those frills all along its neck. This is the Amargasaurus. This dinosaur is mostly brown along the sides and the bottom, but there's a lot of dark specks on the top. Plus, there's this bright red coloring all along its frills and its spine all the way to the bottom. And this dinosaur has some actions as well. First button moves its neck up and down, and the second button swings its tail. Here we've got a huge winged dinosaur. I remember seeing this one in the new Jurassic World Dominion movie. This is the Quetzalcoatlus. This dinosaur has some super bright coloring right next to its eyes, and on the horn on its head, and right along the tip of its beak. And the rest of its body is like a blue-gray color, except for its wings that are brown and a light tan. Plus there's an action button right up top. When you press it, it flaps its wings. We've still got some dinosaurs left. Here is the Rajasaurus with the brown coloring along its side and the dark blue right next to its neck and on those spines on its neck too. This Rajasaurus has an action. When you press down on the feet, it does a chomping action. That is super awesome. I think we've got some more velociraptors in here. Oh yeah, here's a few. And they're all super differently colored. This first one kind of looks like blue, but not quite. It has the blue stripe right there, and you can adjust the arms, and you can open and close the jaw. And notice, I think it has a little bit of feathers right on its elbow right there. That's super interesting. The next Velociraptor figure is a dark purple color with brown coloring on the top and along its head. How cool is that? And this last Velociraptor right here is tan and brown with a little bit of yellow specks. And this Velociraptor has an action as well. Its torso actually swings back and forth. It's spring-loaded, so it swings super fast. Let's see what other little dinosaurs we've got in here. All right, this first one is a baby Tyrannosaurus Rex, and it comes with a muzzle and a bandage as well. You can actually take the muzzle off, and you can open and close its mouth. This is a super bright green Tyrannosaurus Rex with that speckled striping along the top. This next figure is a teeny tiny Indominus Rex, but it's still pretty detailed. You can still see the texture of the skin, and it's got that brown coloring right along its spine right there. And this next dinosaur, I'm sure you recognize from the new Jurassic World movie. This is an Atrociraptor. It is mostly white, and it's got that brown stripes, kind of randomly all throughout its body. It's super cool and pretty scary looking. I think we've got a few more winged dinosaurs in here too. Let's check out this giant one first. This is actually another Quetzalcoatlus, but with entirely different coloring. See the purple that fades into like a dark maroon color, and the rest of its body is mostly this tan color. But like the other Quetzalcoatlus that we saw, it has super bright coloring on its face. Check that out. And of course, when you press this button right here, it'll flap its wings. How cool. This next winged dinosaur is a little one. This is a Dimorphodon. Most of its body and wings are this dark brown color, but you can see some orange stripes here on its head and on the bottom of its wings right here too. And this winged dinosaur is a Pteranodon with a dark blue color along most of its body and red detailing along the top. Plus, it has the battle damage right on its body right there. Next up, we've got this super weird looking dinosaur. This is the Tanystropheus. This dinosaur, I believe, resides in the ocean. And check out this super long neck. When you pull the tail, it swoops its neck down like that. That is super cool. And this is a bright dinosaur too. It's a bright blue color. Next up, we've got a dinosaur with some massive spikes. This is a Sauropelta, and it's bright red along the top and a dark brown along the bottom. And this dinosaur is actually spring-loaded, so you can twist the torso back and forth for that slashing action with its horns. Right up here, we've got a little Monolophosaurus figure. This dinosaur has a dark green coloring along the sides and bottom. It has that yellow coloring right along its back, and right on the front of its face, it's got that red coloring too. And with the tail, you can press up and down to open and close its mouth. We've got another super interesting colored dinosaur. This is the Protoceratops. And it's like a light purple color with the yellow striping pattern along the top of its body and along its face as well, right up front. Right up here, we've got a red Stygimoloch. This is a headbutting dinosaur, and when you pull the tail up and down, it has the headbutting action. How cool is that? Oh, I think we've got another baby T-Rex in here. This one is also a bright green color, and it actually has an action. When you pull the tail, you can control its jaw. Next up, we've got another dinosaur from the ocean. This is the Plesiosaurus. This dinosaur is mostly tan along its body, but it does have the dark blue coloring right along its back all the way up to its face right here. And when you press the action button, you can actually make him move his fins. Next up, we've got this green colored Herrerasaurus, and it's actually got a little bit of blue along its top too, which is super interesting. This Herrerasaurus is fully adjustable. You can move the legs, the arms, the neck, and the jaw as well. So it is fully posable. Up next, we've got this bright green Dracorex. Look at how bright this dinosaur is. I think that is super cool. And look at that dark gray striping along its back. But don't forget those massive horns on its head. This Dracorex is fully adjustable. You can move the neck, you can move the arms, and the legs as well. But the jaw does not open and close, unfortunately. Here we have a teeny tiny little Gallimimus with 3 different colors on it. Got the orange tan color for most of its body, and then the blue and red striping all along its back, all the way up to its blue face. And our last dinosaur is another super scary looking Dilophosaurus. This dinosaur is mostly gray with darker gray specks along the top, and on those frills you've got that bright red coloring.
Want to see more dino videos? Click the subscribe button now.